Yo, what up, everyone? Mike here, and I want to talk to you really quickly about procrastination. I'm going to offer you a little bit of advice on how you can beat it, be more productive, and just get more shit done. I also want to make sure you're not using some pretty common techniques that are actually counterproductive. So, this topic is near and dear to me because I used to be a chronic procrastinator, and this is something that delayed a lot of the successes I've had by literally years. It's something I really struggled with. And after reading and researching and trying to build new habits and experimenting with different techniques, I came up with about 10 things that I use on a regular basis that really helps me to execute on my most important tasks. So rather than give you an overview of all of those things, I wanted to give you just one thing to focus on today so you can try it out and see how effective it is for you. Now, there are a lot of reasons that people procrastinate. You got ideas of perfectionism and anxiety and dopamine, neural pathways, all that stuff. I don't want to get into that here. The purpose of this video is not the why, but to be solution oriented. I mean, we're talking about your time. They're finite, non-refundable minutes. Even Bill Gates can't buy 1 minute of time. Eric Thomas says, every one day you procrastinate, you're pushing your dreams back another 6 months. So instead of adding those months on, let me introduce you to a really simple exercise called the 10-10-10 rule. So regardless of how well you plan your future or delay gratification or how much willpower you exert, we all have urges to lose discipline, which is also dangerous because, slips like that have momentum to them. So the 10-10-10 rule is essentially a conscious pause where you become very present to the moment and you ask yourself how you will feel 10 minutes, 10 hours, and 10 days from now based on that decision. So this exercise strengthens your connection to your future self and elucidates how short-term pleasures are related to their long-term consequences. It's also kind of a litmus test in that sometimes a decision can make you feel a lot of shame or regret that comes in, 10 minutes or hours. Or conversely, you might realize that a lapse in discipline in a certain area won't make a difference 10 days out, and it can be healthy to indulge a bit without that guilt. One example of how I teach this to my students is through the Don't Break the Chain exercise, popularized by Jerry Seinfeld, where he'd have this big wall calendar, and every day that he wrote jokes, in the case of my students, they put an X every day they meet their offer quota, but he put a big X through the date. And the idea is after a few weeks, you'd have this long chain of X's, and if you skipped a day, you'd feel a lot of regret for breaking that chain. So that's just one example of the practice applied. And this is going to be a little bit different for everyone. If you have a history of falling into bad habits after a single lapse in discipline, then an honest assessment of how you would feel after 10 days or 10 weeks will tell you that you simply can't afford that type of lapse right now. So again, you got to be really honest with yourself. So the way that I really make this work is making a habit of reminding myself of this concept and keeping it just front and center on a regular basis. So a few examples, when I wake up in the morning, I do my morning meditation. I'll be very purposeful and singularly focused on this thought for a good minute or so afterwards. When I write in my journal, I'm writing my daily goals down. I'll make it a point to write that on paper. If I find myself distracted during the day, I'll grab a permanent marker and physically write it down on my forearm. So when I'm, typing, I see that physical reminder. Right now, it's written on my whiteboard over there. You can put it as your wallpaper on your phone or background on your computer. If you're on a diet and tempted by poor food choices, that's kind of a big one, right? Bad food might taste good in the moment, but how long does that joy really last? Unless it's a predetermined cheat meal or it happens infrequently, you're likely to feel some kind of regret 10 minutes or 10 hours after you eat something unhealthy. In that case, you could put like 10-10-10 on your refrigerator. So give that 10-10-10 rule a try. Let me know some ways that you're personally using this and keeping it at the forefront of your decision-making process. I would really love to hear your feedback. And if you find these types of videos or topics interesting, please do let me know. Please share it with someone. And if you're interested in this specific topic, more techniques, like I said, I got about 9 different things that I use. Please let me know. I would be happy to share. So appreciate you watching. Love you guys, sending good, positive vibes, and really look forward to hearing your experiences with this stuff. All right, talk to you soon. I'm out.